Hey everyone, this is Josh with MakerJuice, and I'm going to be walking you through start to finish printing this really cool model. This is called the Buck Rogers Martian Police Ship, and it was uploaded by Hero Gear Designs on Thingiverse. I'll make sure to link the model in the video description so you can check it out. The first thing we want to do is to get the model rotated properly to fit inside the printer's build volume. We also want to rotate it so that it will be easy to support. This is something that really just takes practice and reviewing to do efficiently, but a good rule is to try and place the model diagonally. This will make it print much faster than if it was very vertical, but still reduce the number of supports from if it was just horizontal. We'll then hollow out the model to reduce the resin needed for the print. This is something that this specific printer software called ChiduBox makes really easy. I usually use a wall thickness of 1.5 to 3 millimeters, as this is a good compromise of resin usage and strength, but you can use whatever works best for you. Now we need to add some holes to our model. Since we hollowed it out, it's important to add holes to allow the resin trapped inside to drain. This also reduces suction forces on the part as it's printing and helps prevent cracks or breaking of small walls due to thermal expansion during post-curing. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to move on to adding supports. This is another thing where experience and practice really helps, but you basically want to make sure that there are no layers just hanging out in midair with nothing underneath them to stick to. I always use heavy supports if I can, because they're still not really big, but they do a way better job of sticking to the model. I'm going to add one more hole here to give the resin a good place to drain out of the back at the end of the print. Those supports look good, so I'm going to go ahead and slice the model so I can review it. These settings are pretty straightforward. I'll be using MakerJuice Standard Grey resin, printing at 100 micrometers. Our layer times will be 15 seconds. I'm finally happy with everything, so it's time to export the print file and start the print. We're going to start cleaning up the model now and removing the supports. You can see here I'm using my PPE, which is very important. While we at MakerJuice try to make our materials out of the least irritant ingredients we can, you always want to wear gloves and eye protection to keep yourself safe. Unfortunately, the Elegoo Mars has been very buggy for us, so I had to relay out and reprint the model several times to get it to come out even this well. I'd randomly get errors on the printer during the prints, wasting several hours at a time. Hopefully they improve the firmware to fix these issues. One thing that got messed up during these repeated attempts was the raft not being printed. Here, the support's printed directly on the platform. Since that happened, I'm just going to support the print as well as I can with my hand and gently break it free of the supports. I'm going to be using acetone to clean our model today. I prefer acetone as it's a much better solvent than isopropyl alcohol, but it does definitely have a lot more toxic fumes, which is why I'm outside for this part of the video. It can also penetrate through nitrile gloves, so make sure you take the proper precautions if using this material. We're going to take our part and gently wash it with the acetone. I like to soak the part on all sides and use my fingers to just lightly brush the open areas. Shaking the part around in the solvent also helps it clean out any small areas, like the window features on this model. Our part had a few small defects due to the printer malfunctioning. I think this is mostly to do with the rather cheap USB drive they supply with the printer, but it wasn't bad enough for me to scrap the part. And it's all washed. We'll let it dry for a few minutes and then post-cure. I made this post-curing rig from a solar-powered display stand and a UV nail curing oven. A little modification on the inside keeps the UV lights running constantly, and I just let it post-cure for around 10 minutes. And here is our finished ship. After a few minutes of Googling, I found the Buck Rogers ship this model was based on. It looks like the Buck Rogers model number is MP83Z. The description says, duo-controlled interplanetary patrol ship of the Martian police. Carries men and complete battle equipment including the deadly gas ray of the Tiger Men. Speed, 12,500 miles per second. Magnificent fighting craft like these are used to patrol the interplanetary routes and maintain order in the vast reaches of interplanetary space. Which sounds awesome. So thanks for watching everyone, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'll see you next time.